Now, every year for me, one of the high points of the Nats is the appearance judging. And I always wind up getting a bunch of new ideas for paint jobs. I always like to look back, and I'm so glad I shot all this footage many, many years ago. And this was 92, maybe I'm not wrong, maybe it's 93, I think it's 92. But anyway, this is some great memories. And thank you so much to Len Burrell and Ray Dory, who donated these old discs that make these DVDs possible. And I like to add my commentary, and I like to edit them and share them with you on YouTube. I hope you really are enjoying the presentation and memories.
Your nose weight in it, it made it a whole lot friendlier. I can't fly Paul Walker's trim setup.
Well, if I give you a basketball, you won't be Michael Jordan either, you know? Neither will I, though.
That's a
good analogy, right?
Analogy.
I bought ass sneakers, went to play basketball, got my ass kicked. Didn't make a bit of difference.
Well, I know,
can jump for hamburgers.
I know I'm a little prejudiced, but I think he built it pretty plain.
I think it's just, my wife would be drooling. Pink and purple, her two favorite colors.
That's mine too.
Oh my God.
You should see how much pink and purple I have in my closet.
Oh, don't tell
Hey,
me.
that purple, the 70 Challenger plum poly.
Yeah,
Remember the
yep,
70
yep.
Challenger?
I remember it well. I painted my one plane, the Chrysler car. I painted the thing with the wing on the back. What was it? Not a Charger, Plymouth something. I went and got a color, Lazy Lime or Crazy Lime or something. Came home and I said, this is it. Concord. Didn't win. That's what matters.
I watched your video.
That'll get you 6 rows. Backwards. Backwards.
Backwards.
Oh, you spelled Walker's name wrong. That's pretty insulting.
Just use your towel under yours.
Spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, it's Valker, V-A-L-K-E-R. Gotta check those Letraset sheets.
That's a wubby.
Now, as I'm looking back at this video many, many years later, this is, well, 30 years, 25 years. You can do the math. Anyway, great memories of some of the people are not with us anymore. Some of the people, like myself, are on some kind of sabbatical retirement. And it's just great looking back and knowing that every time I look at old footage like this, it reminds me of all the friends I had back in this era. I mean, and it just never ends. And some of the people is just endless. There's no end to it. And then when I think I've seen them all, and then, oh, God, there's something else I remember. And here's somebody else that, well, it's priceless to me, maybe to you too, that
Need some more mop and glow, Joe. Well, Lorraine is great. She dressed up to match somebody else's print. That's really going to help a lot. She's in full berry colors today.
Good. Excellent. Hi.
Hey, you dressed up for the wrong plane. Bob's is the yellow one.
Hi, Karen.
Karen, say hello.
Hi, Karen.
Girls, surround me and rub my body all you want.
Where's your plane? Oh, there.
That's okay. Jimmy's got the center spot, see?
Yeah.
And the arrow.
Yeah, well, but it's, oh.
You know, if they wanted you to put a towel down, Joe should have brought one of those tablecloths with the shirt. You could put it right under his plane. It would have been great.
How do you like the shirt?
Great. Yeah, that's great. Your mother made them, right?
Yeah. For Joey, yeah.
That's great.
And Joey's pilot and Bobby's pilot. My mother did. There's someplace that he belongs with that shirt. It'll come to me, but I don't know where.
Now, one of the things I always thought was fun was after you painted a plane and you came up with your killer paint job and buffed it all out, then there was the job of trying to get a shirt to match so you would look professional. Now, I guess Bob Gialdini gets credit for being one of the first guys. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but one of the first people that had to match the airplane. And I remember as a young kid, we never got dressed up. It was jeans and whatever greasy t-shirt you had that day. But now it's a professional event and people have shirts that match, and including myself, of course. And I always thought that was a cool part of the event, and it's pretty special to me. As I look back, I pretty much have a shirt, and I have a lot of them still. There's Joe Ortiz, the late Joe Ortiz. I still have a drawer full of shirts that match planes, and I still have some of the planes up in the Spitfire bedroom.
You got a can of Pledge in your pocket there, have you?
I don't know what I got in there. Time bomb.
Now, Casminato had been at my house and entered a contest in Flushing, I think in 1989 or in 90, I'm not sure. And these were some of the people that came from Japan that year. And Kaz and his friends were just delightful. They were always a lot of fun. They had the white glove thing going on that I'm not so sure about it. But anyway, they had their own style, their own technique, and their own way of launching planes and everything. And I got a great story about bleaching hair I'm going to share on a future video with the Japanese team.
I didn't go out on the field with it. I don't get back to upset, so I just stayed with it. Well, yeah.
And one of the nice things about any appearance judging, you get to look at the planes up close and personal, see some of the things people were experimenting back in the day. I guess they're still experimenting now. Side-mounted engines, tuned pipes. People were experimenting with different things. I'm not sure at this point in time if four-strokes had even appeared yet, but always something unique. And because I loved the paintwork on the planes, I would look at every single one. Look for something that I might want to use the next year for one of my planes, or even more important, something that I thought, well, that really didn't float my boat, and we'll skip over that for next year.
Wendy!
Hey Al, how you doing, guy?
Hey, did you ever find your spinner? Weren't you the guy looking for the two-tone? Did you get it? Yeah. Wendy had one.
Believe it or not, Wendy had
He
one.
had 2 1/4.
Yeah, Wendy had one.
Get it in.
Well, he said he did. Well, I'd like to, he didn't bring that. Well, that's the one you think that you got.
And one of the things I always think about, back in the day when I was shooting this footage, on this day, I had no idea in my wildest dream that all these years later, people would be enjoying it. And you, obviously, if you're still watching here, you're enjoying it. And so it is really, in a way, it documents a small part of the event, a part that, well, I think is a lot of fun. I always thought it was pretty cool that when they lay out all the planes in the order and the rows, and then at the banquet somebody would get the concourse award. But the fact that they were all in one place at one time and you could see them and compare them apples to apples.
There's one. Trying to capture the flavor of the event here. The flavor is mostly Pledge, though. Pledge is sponsoring this year's.
And it's a very special memory to me too. For hey, there's the plane I flew, and they're very special memory for me to look back. Steve Busso's plane too, at how these things were evolving. And how the planes were evolving into various designs and various engine choices, and all the little rivalries that would be going on between this group and that group. And as you look back, some of it is humorous, some of it is funny, some of it is, I don't know, maybe some people are really serious about it. But there was some very, very unique stuff going on in the early 90s. This was a great time to be a model airplane guy. And again, I say it over and over again, I am so happy that I shot all this footage so many years ago. Now, Les McDonald contacted me recently, and we talk about motorcycles, by the way, too. Les is a motorcyclist, and of course, an excellent modeler. And we talked about how many of these planes still exist. Now, I have a lot of my planes. Les has some of his planes, and I would bet any money Billy Werwich has a collection, too, that still exists.
Oh, yeah.
Now, besides thanking Len and Ray for making these discs available, Harold Price's two daughters, the late Harold Price's two daughters, were wonderful about donating, and one of them even made a trip up to my house. Patty made a trip up to my house to donate old pictures of the event. Now, some people have no interest in it all. I understand that. I respect that. But I know there are people like myself that every little bit of thing they could remember about the event is priceless. Win Paul's book is a great memory. Every part of it, there's a part that I'm glad I had something to do with documenting the event over the years. Even when I was the old Stunt News editor with the old Stunt Newses, with the Pro Stunt News, with the Alligator.
Start another row after that. Michael has 120 infants. Have you heard? There are 49 in Oakland and 35 in
Now, when I look back over my lifetime, and I'm going to be 80 years old very soon, probably by the time you see this, it's hard for me to imagine, and maybe you too, hard to imagine my life without model aviation, specifically control line stunt. And I know a lot of people have had different experiences, different hobbies, golf, tennis, and bowling, and whatever, or sports, basketball, whatever. My grandson is very active in basketball. But I think model aviation, specifically this event, and specifically the appearance judging, the fact that you have to spend so much time to put a beautiful finish on a plane and then get judged by your peers, and I just think that added such a nice dimension to my life, and it inspired me. It made me always want to raise the bar, and it helped me in my life outside of modeling. I went on after modeling to have a custom motorcycle painting business that served me well for many, many, many years. The business I had with Joe Cassie, the machine shop business that allowed me to make parts for modeling, belt cranks, handles, propellers, and whatever. I just think model aviation is the key that made me who I am. Now, whether you decide if I'm worthwhile saving or under the bus with Wendy. But it's beside the point. There are some sports and some hobbies require physical things. Model aviation requires everything. And it's always hard for me to explain to people that don't know what we do as modelers, and even my friends in motorcycling, a lot of them, they come to the house, they go up to the Spitfire bedroom, and they pick up the Tiger Cat, and they go, oh my God, it doesn't weigh anything. And that's hard to share with people. But I know the people that typically watch my videos have, first off, they have some appreciation of craftsmanship. Hey, there's the Cardinal. That's the plane I flew that year. And Steve Busso, I got to take my hat off to Steve. That was a beautiful model. It's just uncanny how we all share this love of the control line stunt event. And I had that love basically my whole life, from maybe my early teens with Harold Price's help, right up to being 80 years old here. I still love looking at pictures of the models, memories, videos, and again, every time I think about it, had I never recorded any of this, I don't know. I don't know if the world would be better without me or better with me, or if it's a tie. But anyway, I, for one, do love looking back, especially for the friends I made. I had the most wonderful group of friends over my lifetime. And as an 80-year-old geezer, I still love looking at these pictures. These memories, to me, there's only one word: priceless. And guys, one and all, whether you're a modeler or not, thank you so much for watching.